r/ask Reddit. What is one thing that you feel was 100% worth the money? Had an ex that was acting weird, making accusations against me. I purchased a security camera system around Memorial Day last year, June 18th. Last year, she showed up to my house with a shotgun. Worth every penny for that security system. There was no, he said, she said. Then what happened? Don't leave us hanging like this. A quality and comfortable sofa, couch, good dental care and braces is well worth it to me. But for safety, I would say quality tires is a must. Heard a saying that I agree with: always spend on quality items that connect you to the ground. The variation of this I heard growing up was something like, if it separates you from the ground, or if it sits between you and the ground. Shoes, tires, bed, that kind of stuff. Paying movers when moving into a new place? Only if you get decent movers, which you may not know until it's too late. We had one company massively misquote us despite me listing out how much stuff we had and providing extensive photos. They quoted us 5 hours for a full house pack, but sent only 2 people to do it and move the boxes. They packed everything like crap, broke 10% of our stuff, which we didn't discover until unpacking, and it seems intentionally packed things in a way to take up more volume. Then when loading the truck, they said that 60% of our stuff hit our quote maximum, so we'd have to pay an additional $3K to move the rest of our stuff, the day we were moving cross-country. Then, when we were at our destination, they were 5 weeks late to deliver our stuff and claimed that their truck could not get to our house. They could. If we didn't want to wait an additional 4-5 months, we would have to meet them in a parking lot an hour away with my own moving truck. All this despite us paying for them to deliver and unload for us. I'm sure movers can be a great help, but be careful who you choose and make sure you are on their arse the entire time, or they can duck you over. Tailored clothing. Growing up, I had unusual measurements and no off-the-rack clothes ever really fit me, and it greatly affected my confidence. In adulthood, I was surprised to learn just how big a difference it makes to wear clothes that actually fit you. If you're a man, where do you get your clothes? Do you have a local tailor that you use? Something national? It's not OP, but there is an Asian-run dry cleaner near me that does alterations starting at $15 a piece of clothing. I also have weird proportions, so it's worth it. I even get t-shirts altered. Sometimes I buy off the rack and take it to a local tailor. There's always at least one in the area who'd do adjustments. Other times I've used a tailor for the entire piece, but that's often out of my price range, so not something I frequently do. I've also ordered clothing through those suspiciously cheap, probably made in China websites, and then taken them in for adjustments once they arrive. The only online tailor I've ever tried was itailor.com, but honestly, I was amazed by the quality at the price point. Got a coat from there, and it's been my favorite coat for the past 8 years. My Polarized prescription sunglasses. Pricey, but so worth it, especially since I love to fish. Feels like I have X-ray vision when I look at the water. I took mine to the beach and went out in the water. Kept it waist high, but a random way higher than the rest wave came and kicked crap out of me. I scrambled my hands through the water and felt them touch my fingertips. Then they were gone forever. A good pillow and a comfortable mattress. My mattress has started to lose some of its coils in the last couple months, so I bought a fancy new mattress, and I am so excited for the upgrade. If it's one of those memory-type beds, they are fantastic, but I'll warn you on one thing. They trap heat slowly. I sleep with my wife and our dogs and Jesus. Sometimes I just sneak halfway through the night to the basement guest bed because it's so much cooler, even if the dogs follow me. A bed upgrade. If you sleep with a partner in a double bed, I highly recommend the cost of a bigger bed. It's a lot. New mattress, new frame and new sheets, but it's so worth it. We upgraded to a king-sized bed last year, and it's wild how good it is. I slept alone in it for the first time last month, and I felt like a tiny baby in a giant's bed. Edit to add. My comment caused a duvet debate. My fiancé and I settled on separate single duvets. Singles are the right size for us to snuggle into without them falling off the bed too much. It's been life-changing. Sometimes it's less comfortable during our non-sleep bed activity, but mostly it's fine. As a guy, hair transplant. Didn't do much research, was just in India for work and had the money. Legit see myself in the mirror and smile when I see my hair. Same. Pulled the trigger in 2020. About 10K for me. Well worth it IMO. Always thought that I wouldn't want to do it because recovery would be weird. Told my wife, okay, I'll do one if I ever have a reason to stay at home for a few weeks without seeing anyone. And, well, wow. Good for you, man. How much did it cost you? The hair on his arm and a leg. A good PC. I buy a new gaming PC once every 7-10 years. Maybe a part or two to extend its life somewhere in the middle. But when it comes time to get the new one, I spend so much time on my PC. I have zero regrets spending for a near top-of-the-line one. I still want a good deal, so I'll shop around. But I don't mind getting the best parts. There's something oddly satisfying about building a PC for the long haul. When I built my current PC, I never expected it to last as long as it has. I ended up upgrading the motherboard and RAM not too long ago. But here I am still rocking my 1080, and it's still putting up good numbers on new games. I tell people the #1 thing to spend money on when building a new PC is the power supply. If your rig is going to need 575 watts, do not get a 600-watt power supply. Give yourself a significant buffer in wattage and get a good brand. Noise-cancelling headphones. I got a pair of Sony XM5S recently and am very pleased. Pretty good noise cancelling too. Preach, I fly about 100k miles a year and lost my last pair of Samsung earbuds. Finally broke down and bought a pair of XM5 earbuds. Unbelievable difference. Hated to spend that kind of money on them, but worth every penny. One charge lasts forever. I recently flew non-stop from Seattle to Doha and they lasted the entire ride. Impacted wisdom teeth out. I had my wisdom teeth removed when I was 15 because they were horribly impacted. I got a tonsil infection from it, which made me look like a frog. Then I got the wisdom teeth removed and the swelling moved up to my cheeks and turned me into a squirrel for a week LOL. I got to skip a presentation at school though, so at least I had that going for me. Also, decent running shoes. You can jog in your 20-year-old boxers and without a shirt on, but don't cheap out on shoes. And get the right ones for your running style. Do a running analysis in a sneaker shop if possible. Your feet and knees will thank you in the long run. Recently started running again after 10+ years and got my first decent/good pair of running shoes. Night and day difference between them and my old shoes. And once you get into it, buy a second set of shoes so they can properly recover. Yes, the foam needs to decompress and it can take over 24 hours. Also, run-specific shoes, a nice padded everyday shoe, a lighter, stiffer race shoe, a trail run shoe with rock plates and aggressive tread, a winter shoe with softer soles for traction and perhaps even studded. I have 4 pairs right now and I know people with more. Traveling. I have learnt so much from other cultures by moving all over the world. I'm lucky I have a lifestyle where I can spend a little extra and take off more time to enjoy traveling. So I understand there's an important caveat to my experiences. But for me, spending extra to go somewhere that's more meaningful to me is so much more worth it than going for an affordable vacation. I got some good advice from my grandfather when I was young. Never skimp on the things that connect you to the earth. Don't skimp on shoes, tires, and bed. There are obviously others in those categories, but I agree. Quality tires will save your life. Good shoes will save your feet, and good bed will help you sleep. I'd also throw desk chair in that conversation. Your grandpa was a wise man. Mine never said a word, and was obsessed with cowboys, horse, and the Roadrunner/Coyote show on TV. Therapy. Best thing I ever splashed out on. Crazy how in the US, just like with dental care, mental health care is basically a luxury for those rich enough to afford it, or lucky enough to work for an employer that provides insurance good enough to pay for it. Oh, you've made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. Bruh, it's free, and that's a great price.